All right, it is I, the amazing John, here with my safety scissors, and I am going to open. This is a little bit more of a mail call situation. Purchased some books. All right, and I want to share my enjoyment of breaking into these boxes of fabulous collectible items. Alright. So I'll just get them peeled open here. Get that comic book box ASMR. Alright. So I don't have to go through the opening of the boxes twice. I also have this one. This one ended up getting delayed in the mail, and I was out of town when it came, so my neighbor had to get it off my porch for me. Unfortunately, we here in Minnesota had some bad weather. So the box is, it's soft, it's wet, but I know they came from a great source at Comic Book Campaign, Packer Jeff in the comment section. So I know I don't have to worry about that because they will be packed very well with lots of packing supplies, as we can see here. So what did I buy? Packer Jeff is thinning down his collection so that he can invest in some real estate for him and his family. And I took the opportunity to help him, and he helped me add to my collection. So we got some comic books. And I'm very excited about this situation. Alright. We got the layers. He has a documented history of using potentially excessive amounts of packing materials, which is nice if you to ensure that the items get here. If you're trying to do a mystery box style opening and have things go smoothly for the camera, can be a little more difficult. But that's why we keep safety scissors around, so that we can get things opened without doing harm to ourselves. So we have a first issue comic here. I'm sorry, I do apologize, but it's the suspense, right? We're building suspense, layering anticipation with all the delayed gratification. Boom! Look at that. Yeah, we got some Deadpool and some Venom. We got a 9.8 on that thing. Venom number 1. Oh, I like the Deadpool more than I like the Venom, but so that's why I decided to get that one. And it's 9.8. So, yeah, I'm really happy with that one. No, 9.8. There we go. So I hope you guys enjoyed that first one. We have another one. Aren't you excited to see what it is? No, you're not frustrated because you're worried I'm going to have a hard time getting into it. That is something that we can enjoy together. The anticipation and the build-up. It's all part of the experience. All right. We get another CGC 9.8. There was a little give on the case that freaked me out for a minute, but it is a Comic-Con exclusive. Executive Assistant Orchid number 1. So it is the 2011 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I just liked, he had a list, and this one I bought just because I liked the cover. It looked cool. It was a number 1. It was a 9.8. I was just like, you know what? I'll add that one to the rotation. It just looks interesting. That's how I roll sometimes. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes I just fly by the seat of my pants. And that's how I got the YouTube channel. That's how I acquired a massive collection of comic books. Massive for me. Probably small for some of you. But that's how I do things. So it's like, hey, if it feels good, do it. Kind of situation. And yeah, that's what we got rocking, baby. That's what we got rocking. Does it always make my wife happy? No. Nope. Not in the slightest. Alright, and this one is another independent comic. I'll give you a couple seconds if you can guess what you think it is. Then we'll do 3, 2, 1. Boom! Spawn number 1. Yep. 9.6. There we go. Spawn number 1. That's a cool cover. I liked it. I liked the movie as a kid. I thought it was great. I think John Leguizamo made a great clown. And then, before we get to my favorite one, I'll give you guys another one. This one was an eBay purchase. And that I looked around for. It's kind of a spec book. It's, for me anyway, and I'm probably not going to be a spectator because I'm not on trend. And it was way too late for this, but it was based on my wife. So this purchase, she didn't say, hey, go buy this comic book. But because of her actions, I decided I'm going to go buy this comic book. And I purchased we got some Warrior Nun 9.8. It's the Resurrection number 1. So I'm on the hunt to see if I can get, you know, the Warrior Nun number 1. First appearance of the Warrior Nun type situation. But my wife, who's not into comic books, binged the show on Netflix. She just ran right through it. So I was like, alright, to me, that's a sign that I think people will like it. You know, kind of like I fell in love with The Witcher. She really liked The Warrior Nun. And she's not like a comic book person. I didn't know it was a comic book until she was like halfway through the series. She didn't know either. It was just like, hey, it is what it is. So I went down on the old eBay and found, there we are, this one. I was like, alright, this is good enough for me to add to the collection. There was only one other 9.8 CGC graded one. So I was like, hey, alright, well. And they wanted more than I want. Because I'm stingy. Still stingy. I'm not trying to pay full retail for anything. So this eBay buyer, I was able to talk down a little bit. And by talk down, I just started with my first lowball offer, and they didn't accept it. And I moved up a couple bucks. They didn't accept that one. Moved up a couple bucks, and they finally took that one. Because that's how I do, especially if you have best offer turned on. I'm going to work you down. I don't want to pay more than I have to. But this one should be the piece de resistance. This one is my favorite. This one, should I make it the thumbnail? I don't know. And I think I buried my safety scissors. Found them. They were buried in. I've got a lot of bubble wrap and packing supplies. Don't worry, environmentalists. I will reuse the bubble wrap in my eBay selling. Now I don't really sell. I don't have a ton of my comic books listed. I do have some comic books listed from my friends who have asked me to sell theirs, but I don't have any of mine on there. But I will probably at some point. But if you need vintage clothing or electronics or some video game stuff, Purple Rube on the eBay, man. I'm also Purple Rube on Instagram, you know. I got it everywhere. All right, this one is my favorite. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I like Gambit, I like Colossus, Wolverine. So we got 9.4, the first appearance of Gambit. So I was very excited to get this. And Jeff reached out to me when he was going to downsize his collection. Was like, hey, I know you're into Gambit. Would you want this? And I was like, absolutely. I was doing it. So I really appreciate this coming home to my collection. So a lot of stuff I talk about that I'll be willing to resell. But not this one. This one will stay in my collection. You know, Jeff didn't beat me up on the price or anything like that. So this one's going to stay home. Even if I get like a 9.8, I will keep this one as well. So that is what I got in the mail. That was the awesome mail call. That is the most graded comics you've seen on my channel to date, all in one video. And that's even with a video with 3 of them in a box. This stack right here is the most. So I hope you enjoyed it. Check out some of my other videos. Until next time, take care and wash your hands.